just dropped a brand new headset, guys, and this is what it looks like. It's supposed to be quite durable, it's got 7.1 surround, and look at it, haven't we seen this design before? Anyways, it's got a brand new microphone that is supposed to be an upgrade over its predecessor. You know what, I'm excited to give this one a go. Let's get into it. And unlike their previous headset, this one is almost made up of steel and aluminum. We also got a brand new microphone in collaboration with Blue Microphones, you know, the company that brought us the Blue Yeti, for example, and all of this actually sounds quite promising. I'm going to test this out in CSGO and Fortnite coming up. So this is the headset that TSM Myth is currently rocking. It should be added though that Logitech is a sponsor for TSM, and according to Logitech, Pro X was developed in collaboration with top esport pros and are ultimately targeted towards those esport gamers who care for great sound and mic quality. And Logitech is actually selling two very similar headsets here, and on the outside they look completely the same. However, don't get fooled, because you notice that there is a few differences on the inside of the package. On the outside, however, both use the same material from top to bottom, and although the speakers are the same, the X model comes with the USB DAC that carries 7.1 virtual surround, whereas the non-X model is just an analog stereo headset. Pro X uses the upgraded microphone feature made by Blue, and this is all done on a software level, so in terms of hardware, the microphone is essentially the same. It sounds a bit confusing, guys, but we're going to touch on this in a second. And finally, the Pro X comes with an additional set of ear pads made of cloth, and for all of that there is a $30 price difference. With that said, let's unbox it. So included in the box are the following. We got the headset, we got a PC cable with a volume knob and a mute button, we got a mobile or cell phone cable with an answer button. We're also getting a PC splitter if you don't want to use the included USB DAC. We got the detachable microphone and the USB external sound card, aka the USB DAC. And again, this is only included in the Pro X. We're also getting a set of a memory foam cloth pads, and these are also only for the X model. And lastly, we get a carrying bag to store them in. Now, although the headset can be plugged into a controller, Logitech is aiming this towards the PC gaming crowd first and foremost, and features such as the 7.1 as well as the Blue Voice is only available for PC users, which makes the console experience a bit lackluster. And considering the $100 price point, the Arctis 5 or the Arctis 7 is a much better deal. And so my takeaway and my experience from using this on a console is that there are better options out there, guys, and while this solution actually works, it's not something that I would recommend first and foremost, as you're paying for features that aren't supported on these platforms. Sure, you can pick up the non-X model without the USB DAC, but the cable you essentially want to use that carries the volume dial and the mute button is way too long for console gaming to begin with. But let's talk about the AirPads. So the Pro X comes with the leather-red AirPads installed out of the box, and while they do feel very premium to the touch, they do tend to get a bit sweaty pretty easily. And now I don't know if this is just me, guys, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. However, I need to say this, I do love the material a lot. It should also be said that there is summer here in Sweden right now. There is a solution to this. If you're picking up the X model, you're also getting an additional set of pads made of a breathable cloth material, which definitely worked a lot better for me. But yeah, I guess it comes down to your personal preference. Some like the leatherheads more than others, and so if you don't mind the cloth pads, the non-X model is probably again the better option for you. In terms of sound, this is where the good stuff starts. They sound fantastic. Vocals and treble is very much present here, almost to the point like it's getting a bit too sharp almost. The sound image, I guess, was something that I got used to pretty quickly, and I started to enjoy it more and more as I was spending more time with them. And so for general sounds in games and music listening, they are fantastic, and I do think that Logitech is onto something here with their 50mm G Pro drivers. I'm super happy with the entire performance here. It's so good that I don't even want to consider an equalizer here, and this is something that Logitech has been drilling down on, making sure to fine-tune the speakers just so much and don't really color the frequency range to make sure that the drivers don't distort, so that the tunes you're hearing is essentially what they are supposed to sound like. And so what this means is that what you're hearing everything is exactly the sound image the game developer or music label or the artist originally aimed for, and so nothing has been boosted, and the result is almost perfect, guys. We got great definition throughout the entire range, deep levels for those lower bass tones, and a lot of crystal clarity at the peak. If I compare it against the older G Pro headset, there is a huge difference in sound image here, even though they're using the same driver. It's almost like if there was a paper that was sitting between the speaker and the ear that you suddenly rip away, if that makes any sense. You're also noticing a less open soundstage on the Pro X, where on the older Pro G, which feels a bit more airy, if that makes sense. Anyway, it all results in a very rich sound, there's a lot of details in the higher tones, and it's exactly my kind of preferred sound, but it can get a bit too sharp if you higher the volume, so I definitely think that an equalizer can be a bit of help here. And yeah, luckily if you're picking up the X model, you can fine-tune this in the G-Hub software thanks to the USB DAC. In order to take advantage of the extra features that the Pro X headset offers, you first need to download the G-Hub software, and once you're inside, you can just click on the Pro X headset, then you want to locate the microphone settings, and here you can actually activate the blue voice, so to speak. And once you activate this is where the good stuff happens. So if we activate this, you can hear instantly that my voice is getting improved on the fly. So as you can see, there's a lot of settings here that you can fine tune, and you can hover over each setting to read about each setting and sort of get to learn how you can improve your voice quality inside the software. I have sort of made my own profile now. I've sort of fine-tuned the presets here, and this is the cool thing about this. You can simply just pick a profile, use it as a baseline, and then fine-tune it. As you can see, there's a lot of settings here that can improve your voice quality. And so if we disable the blue voice, this is essentially what the headset sounds like if you're not paying the extra $30. Nice, let's go. Yes! God, that was bad. Why does it feel like it's lagging? I don't know. Now what? Now what? No! Jesus! Oh. Here comes the revenge. Boom. Let's go. Again, if you're planning on using these for both console and PC, I would much rather look for the Arctic 7 or the HyperX Cloud. That said, I do however think that Logitech came ahead of both SteelSeries and HyperX in terms of appearance. For example, I think there is a tad bit too much RGB and plastic details on the Arctic headset, to the point that it makes it a deal breaker for me for, let's say, outdoor activities. And without the microphone, the Pro X blends into the urban environment quite nicely. They are, however, a bit too bulky and heavy for physical activities, but for everyday commute and travel, they are perfect and probably the best gaming headset there is out there right now. But it's not just the aesthetic that speaks to me here, it is the sound as well, which kind of leads us over to final conclusion. Do I recommend the Pro X headset? Yeah, definitely. But when it comes to choosing between the Pro X and the non-X model, if you don't care about the much improved microphone, the blue mic, and you don't really care about the 7.1 virtual surround, which I, by the way, haven't even talked about. The reason for that is that I don't think that the virtual surround was adding anything to my experience. If you don't care for those stuff, I think that the non-X, the Pro model, is the better option here. It is the exact same headset, but without the USB DAC. And while the headset actually works on PS4 and Xbox One, Logitech never designed it for consoles first in mind, and the much longer cord you have to tangle onto isn't very practical when it comes to gaming with a controller, and therefore I don't recommend this headset for that matter at all. Instead, you want to look for the Astro lineup, the HyperX Cloud, or SteelSeries. I actually made a video covering the best console headset. I'll link that video up down below. Any questions whatsoever, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to do my best to answer you guys' questions. Now, I'm gonna be back with a brand new video in just a few days time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, have an awesome day, right? Bye.